Welcome to episode 279. What's in the box of the Dumb Marks podcast? We are the best wrestling podcast in the world. If you want that reactionary bullshit, go somewhere else because we bring all the facts of this week in wrestling. Gentlemen, how are you this week?
Here. I've been sick all week. Sunday I woke up, took my daughter skateboarding, came back home, went to church, took a 40-minute nap and woke up and it was just bam, Mike Tyson right in the face. Just fever, chills. I'm like, I was literally just fine 3 hours ago. And it's now Saturday, a week later, and still not feeling too great out the box. So I've been in and out on stuff. I did a lot of wrestling podcast watching this week. There was a lot in that regards from stuff that dropped that was very engaging across the board. I'm sure we can get into all that, but yeah, just kind of on the up and up, wanting to feel normal again. Tired of this nose running bullshit. Um, you know, 60 degrees yesterday, and we're going to get 3 inches of snow tomorrow. So that welcome to Pittsburgh.
Love it.
Yep. Before we get started here, just news from a Pittsburgh perspective. I sent over. Rest in peace, Bill Mazeroski, Pittsburgh Pirates legend, baseball legend, Hall of Famer, passed away earlier today. Only man who hit a walk-off home run to end the World Series, bottom of the ninth. Arguably, what I think is the greatest home run in baseball history. But yeah, rest in peace to Legend Maz. It's been a brutal couple of weeks with people. Reverend Jesse Jackson. You had Robert Duvall. I mean, this is 2026. It started off how the beginning of 2025 was with people going out. Yeah, man. So rest in peace across the board there.
Yeah. Also, Mike Webster. Not Mike Webster. Mike
Wagner.
Yeah, Mike Wagner from the Steelers. Him. Who was it? Eric Kane yesterday too.
Grey's Anatomy and other Charmed and other shows.
Yeah, Euphoria.
So yeah,
it's been brutal.
It's been a week. But we're here to bring life back into it. Thankful that I woke up with air in my lungs, so that's a good start. And we can get into the shits and giggles that was pro wrestling.
Yes, so we will get into our mushes and Mount Rushmores like we always do. We will also get into game, What If. We're bringing back the What If. Let's try that out. But let's start with the intro topic today. So this week I did another This Week in Wrestling. Some important 3 topics that happened in This Week in Wrestling. So I will start with the most recent, and then I will work backwards. So the first one, 4 years ago this week, Cody and Brandy Rhodes left AEW. Did this change the course of history somehow?
They're back on the upswing.
I think there's still a lot to be written there. To look back and see what it did or what it did not do. It was definitely a moment. Was it a title swinging moment? There was definitely a shift across the board in momentum. I think Cody added on to what Roman and the Bloodline storyline was already doing for WWE, and just really continued that wave of momentum that they had to arguably, the strongest WWE has been since the Attitude Era. Not arguably, probably, definitively the strongest WWE's been since the Attitude Era. And, AEW hit their lows. And now potentially on the upswing, although there's a lot that can be said on both sides of the fence on where each company is at now from a momentum standpoint. Um, but I think we're still, 10, 15 years out from truly looking back on that and determining what the fallout really was.
Hmm. Yeah, it for me it definitely changed AEW's course. It went from a wrestling company with storytelling just to a wrestling company.
Mm.
Hmm. There've been a couple stories here and there, but nothing like what it was. And just like Steve said, it just added to the bloodline when he came.
Is it all that they pull a Cody stipulation in the title match?
Well, I mean, we're right back into that with this week.
Oh man, yesterday
Uh,
he was on some
you
stuff
have,
yesterday.
yeah, but I mean, if Cody doesn't put the stip on that if he loses, he can't challenge for the AEW title. If that stipulation never happens, does Cody leave AEW?
True.
Do I think Cody would have eventually found his way back to WWE? Yes. Do I think it would have happened when he actually left if that stip's not in place? Probably not. But there
Hmm.
was a lot more going on behind the scenes than what we ever know or will know or will come out in Cody's tell-all book or whatever later on. So yeah, there's a couple different things in that equation that can definitely be revisited and looked upon as far as pivotal moments in wrestling history.
Hmm. Yep. All right. Next one. 24 years ago this week, the NWO reunited for the first time on WWF. No Way Out. So it was the first time that the NWO was on WWE television, pay-per-view, networking.
Was that 08
02.
too?
Yeah, 02.
They're all a
That's when
bunch
they
of
was
bums anyway.
It was 2 years too. It was 2 years too late. We
Yes, it
needed them
was.
to come over with the invasion.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah. I remember watching that pay per view too, just to see what they would do. They was in like a lot of backstage segments with The Rock, Stone Cold, as you know, have even interfered in the title match.
Vince didn't know what to do with it, just like he didn't know what to do with you know ECW stuff and a lot of the WCW stars that came over when they did. Um, did it have any impact in WWE? No. Was there anything memorable that they created as the NWO and WWE? No. I mean,
Hogan's face turn.
That was about it.
I yeah, like it was more about the red and yellow coming back than Hollywood Hogan, right? Like,
Hmm.
A redemption arc.
yeah, I mean, was he
They
able
had
to squeeze the last little bit of juice out of it? Yeah, but I mean, it gave us Stone Cold versus Scott Hall instead of Stone Cold versus Hogan.
hmm
Like yeah, wasn't the juice wasn't worth the squeeze in my opinion. They could have just never brought it back, and it would have been what
been
it was
okay.
in WCW. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Some things don't need to carry over at all. Speaking of the red and yellow, and this is the last one. 39 years ago this week, Hulk Hogan accepted Andre the Giant's challenge on Piper's Pit to main event WrestleMania 3. Was this the biggest main event in WWE history in general, in anything?
Hmm. That's an interesting question to think about. Um,
I'd still say yeah.
I mean, I think to this day, from a main event marquee matchup standpoint, it's still number one. I don't know who else I would put top five without like really going back through and thinking about it. But the fact that it was Hogan at its peak, it was Andre on his way out, but still Andre had all the aura surrounding him of being Andre, that when he ripped the chain off and Hogan's on his knees, like that still garnered the investment. The match was what it was. We got the slam. Andre could barely move at that point, like, but he did the favors for Hogan, and the first time Andre had ever been slammed. And that cemented Hogan as the guy in Hulkamania. Not that Hulkamania wasn't born in that moment, but I think Hulkamania at that point in time, after that slam and win, really truly became entrenched as everything we knew it was to be growing up. So yeah, I would, well, WrestleMania 1 is pivotal. WrestleMania 3, that main event, that was the first pay-per-view that I watched.
Same here.
Ever. So, while the Steamboat Savage gets the accolades and all that, the moment is Hogan, Andre, and that alone defines WWE.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
matches,
moments and matches. So yeah, I would say yes to that.
I would say yes.
Yeah, I'll say yes to that. Because it, like you said, WrestleMania 1, it was what it was, but WrestleMania 3 like really, really established the main event and WrestleMania itself to new eyes, since they made it like that big. I'll put Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels as a close two, because that ushered in a whole new era as well, as a different direction for wrestling.
Yeah, I just don't know of a main event with two names.
That was that big.
It's that big.
Yeah.
Given what both men were, what they became, who they just everything surrounding all that with those two, like it's still that's hard to knock off the list, in that regards.
All right. So that was our intro topic this week. So give us your thoughts, your comments. You know how to reach us on all of our social medias. And what do you think of our This Week in Wrestling topics? All right. So let's get into the Mount Rushmores this week. Mount Rushmores. Jason.
I got a 1A and a 1B. Since Chris ain't here, I'll give two. My 1B is The Box.
As the title,
my 1B
is in the box.
Yep, my 1B is The Box, because WWE just has this way of giving you a who done it, what is it, the mystery angle. You had the egg, you had Naomi who threw Jade off the thing, who's the masked man, who kicked Jacob's teeth in. Every couple months they throw you a new one, and guess what? You're in the comments speculating, get you to play along. None's as great as the White Rabbit though, but they get you every time, and you're just sitting there speculating for weeks. So
speaking of Jacob, he had 11 teeth pulled.
Yeah, I seen that. Oh,
11.
Ooh.
Yeah. I hate everything about The Box. Hate everything about The Box.
I like Gargano.
I hate the fact that that was the only good thing about The Box. Gargano laying on top of The Box.
Being depressed.
That was almost my Mount Rushmore, because I hate everything about The Box because there's not going to be a payoff worthy of The Box. So people are going to speculate for 2 weeks. They're shipping The Box between Raw and SmackDown.
Nobody wants it.
It's like no. I mean, I saw everything from Jericho to not Jericho to Danhausen to
I saw
every,
Triple H coming out saying it's a new era.
My thought is Cena gets a golden statue.
No, I hate everything. This will not be paid off in a way that is satisfying. No. There's nothing outside of maybe Kevin Owens coming back from the box. I don't know yeah. I don't know of anything. And the fact that, like, if it is a person, we're just supposed to suspend disbelief that they've been in a box
no holes
for
in
21 days. Like,
that's the crazy part. Everybody's still speculating, suspending belief.
Yeah,
come on, man. It's 2026, bro. Like, let's not do this.
This
is pro wrestling that this is the pro wrestling that I hate.
They got you.
Let's not do this.
Mount Rush.
We definitely cannot put that up.
Maybe it's the new Prime flavor that Logan Paul's going to debut in Chicago. I don't know. Like, this is the dumbest trope in pro wrestling. And everybody is talking about it, and everybody is going to be bitching about it when it comes time for Chamber.
And you're still talking about it. That's the thing. You're still going to be talking about it.
As R-Truth said last night, maybe it's an Elimination Chamber trophy. Let's just make it that. Like, please. Like, just I hate everything about it. I hate everything about it. It was gonna be my mush. It was gonna be my mush. There's no payoff. There's no payoff. There's no payoff. And you're not telling anything with it.
No.
You can get lied.
But you're speculating.
But
it's there. Up in the corner.
It's there.
Speculating.
Yeah. Jason, I'm with you. I mean, like,
I hope we get I hope we get the Chamber and it gets lost in travel and we never see the box again. That's the payoff.
Yeah, Jason, I'm with you. Even though my wrestling fatigue is set in, I want to know. I do.
You goddamn marks. You goddamn marks.
I want to know.
Yeah,
Steve, I'm gonna be like you. I'm gonna be pissed off because
why get yourself worked up to that? Why? There's no reason to just. And then not only are people gonna be bitching about it, but then it's gonna draw the tribalism because AEW fans are gonna be out. Oh, look at the box! You guys are so stupid. Oh, come see our Meltzer 5-star matches. Oh, like, it's just gonna be ridiculous. Like, I don't even want to be on the timeline come next Sunday after Chamber when this box supposedly gets open.
My 1A is Lola Vice versus Kelani Jordan on NXT. It's just the match, the in-ring storytelling, the psychology, where they sold the injuries, the whole match for most of the match. I
didn't like that either.
You don't like that either?
No, you want to know the one reason why? How many times is Kelani going to hurt her hand, or Lola Vice going to hurt her hand in a match? How many times are you going to overcome the same injury?
Every big match.
How many times? How many times? It is. And your finish is a spinning back fist. So you're gonna sell this fist the entire match and then hit your finisher. Like, I just, like, I don't need you to hurt your hand in every single match and that be the only thing that you sell. Outside of that, cool. I do I like them two together? Yeah. Do I think they need something else to do? Yes.
Yeah.
That's NXT though. We're just gonna run the same stuff back over and over and over again. I mean, that's what they do. It's like a template.
I complained about them doing too much with Kelani, but now it's like, do something with Kelani.
Yeah, see, I mean, you would have thought they would have carried over more with like the TNA angle of, her being Team TNA coming back in the locker room and all that, and seeing where that goes, but that's done nothing. Like, it's just, I don't like you, you don't like me. I'm going to continue to hurt your hand. You're going to continue to win. All right. What are we doing?
Steve, Mount Rushmore.
I was going to give it to Omega and Swerve, but then I heard Meltzer's recap of the match, and I immediately was like, no, I'm not doing it.
You can't.
It was the glaziest of glizzies I've ever heard a man go on about a match. I mean, you would have thought this was just the greatest match of all time. Like, was it good? Yes. Did it deserve what Meltzer gave it? No. I mean, you'd have thought Kenny Omega, he nobody could do what Kenny Omega does in the ring. Nobody. Just like, what are you doing? So that right there just knocked it off my. I'm not doing.
You're not praising that.
Yeah, I'm not praising that. So then I was gonna give it to Ricky Starks and Joe Hendry because I absolutely loved everything that both men did on Tuesday night with that promo segment. I thought that's the Ricky Starks that I wanted in NXT as Ricky Saints. Yeah. That's the promo guy. That's the heel. That's the version that I want. Yeah. The booking hasn't led me to get behind everything they've done with Ricky to this point, but maybe him chasing after Joe and actually winning it from Joe is worthwhile. But if he loses to Joe, get him off NXT. Yeah. Because you done nothing for him there. So that, but my mush or my Mount Rushmore, Kit Wilson and Obafemi last night. I can't believe I'm saying it.
Telling you.
I can't believe I'm saying it.
It's 3 weeks in a row.
It's just gold. Like, you're doing, I could have put Trick up because Trick is just a Mount Rushmore in and of itself right now. But Oba is just as over as Trick.
Mm-hmm.
And the strut, the everything, Kit's getting his pop coming out. I mean, just the whole back and forth between them. That was as entertaining of a segment as I've seen in a really long time. And it led to a squash. It still leads to Kit doing the toxic gimmick. Yeah, just everything about it last night I enjoyed. Absolutely love.
I love how after he was reading like one line and that stuff, you're like, I'm not sure. Toxic.
And I mean, even Oba last night.
You can see him smiling. You can see him.
Yeah,
trying to
but he was doing, like, come on, read it. Like, but even Oba with Miz last night was gold. Like, Miz doing his MIZ gimmick and Oba, oh, you're gonna teach me? You're gonna do okay. We're gonna talk to all this, and then it dawned on Miz like, oh shit. No, I don't want a match. Like, just the creative team on SmackDown is not very good outside of a couple things right now. And Miz, what he's doing, Kit Wilson, Oba with how he was, Chelsea Green, again, maximizing Mimin's injured, and Trick. Those are like the 5 things outside of Johnny Gargano laying on top of an arena. Those are like the 5 things that I enjoy the most about SmackDown each week right now.
The 5 reasons to watch.
Yeah. So give me Kit and Oba last night from just I needed, after feeling like crap all week, I needed something to just make me smile and laugh, and those two did in that segment. So give me that. It would have been Omega Swerve until Meltzer just Anaconda Vice that like nothing I've ever seen in my life. Like, dude.
Oh boy.
The Dunkin' Donut glaze, just extra glazy, just the longest ballpark glizzy you've ever seen me glazed. The entire.
Okay. My Rushmore is on SmackDown. I give it to Kiana James. I know it's her first big win on the main roster that she did for herself, and I like how she outsmarted Charlotte. During her finisher and all that. She'll probably be the first one eliminated from the chamber, but hey, at least you got your shine right now.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, as Trick would say. So there is rumor and innuendo going around this week. I think it was either this week or last week that the company no longer sees Julia as a star and they see Kiana as a bigger star. And based on last night's booking, I believe those reports to be true. Even though Julia to me is head and shoulders above Kiana outside of speaking English. But I gripe about AEW giving away shit on TV for free that should be built up. You put Julia in a match with Rhea Ripley last night for no reason. Yeah. That did nothing for anybody. That's a pay-per-view. That's a WrestleMania. That's a SummerSlam. That's a top 4 pay-per-view match. That's a women's world heavyweight title match. To throw that on last night, to have it end the way that it ended with the irresistible forces coming in and taking that out to a no finish. It's just like you've been burying Julia as United States champion again. And now her and Kiana are separated, and Kiana wins over Charlotte Flair and is in the chamber. What are we doing? What is Road Dogg doing? Like, what's why, how? I just don't understand it. Makes no sense. Can Kiana get there? Potentially, but like, come on.
They're feeding off the connection with the audience.
But does she have?
She doesn't have a connection. She's great in ring, but it's just like
you're talking about Julia.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's like you say a wet fart, but it's like they got to book her differently.
And that's on creative.
I mean, we saw this we saw this with Asuka's booking on the main roster initially. But Asuka had equity because she was in NXT, and so people knew Asuka, and it was more Wyrians doing this to Asuka, right? Julia doesn't have that. So if you're just constantly inside the bubble of WWE, you don't know of her and what she is and what she does. And the fact that she is so far left of what she was outside of WWE is just mind-blowing to me at this point. And the fact that you put her with Kiana as a mouthpiece, which is fine, during a heel run, but Kiana's the one that comes away with the shine and is viewed upon as the more bankable star. Mm-hmm. It's just
it basically did nothing.
Crazy to me.
I feel like if you had her in segments with Asuka, Kyrie, you get those, you show them what they can really do. Because when those three get together, they're fighting how they fight. Show those kind of matches. Show what Julia can really do.
Yeah, like to me, Julia is the type. Yeah, Julia to me is the type that like her in-ring work will only enhance her character, and that'll get the connection. Mm-hmm. But you're not letting her do what she does to get that connection. So giving her 2 title reigns and not doing nothing with it. And title reigns is another thing we can get into as far as potential mush of the week. But yeah, I know you brought up Kiana as the Mount Rushmore. We're spending more time on Julia, but it's just
fine.
fascinating to me looking at that. Like you said, well, Charlotte's not in the chamber. So that eliminates her and Jade. I just don't. It's just all over the place right now.
They're probably gonna do that TLC women's match or something extravagant at Mania, and she'll be a part of that.
For the tag titles.
Yeah.
Ladder match for the tag title.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Those are our Mount Rushmores this week. Let's head on to my favorite segment, the bushes. Jason.
I go back to I didn't find much, but we can go back to the IWC because how do you bitch about having predictable elimination chamber winner matches of people who should be in the elimination chamber, and then when they switch it up on you, you bitch about the people they put in the chamber match because they're not going to win? What do you want? You want to start to the chamber, or you want people in there is fodder?
Who
they
I didn't see any of this on my timeline. So
Keona's not going to the chamber.
Who?
Keona's not going to the chamber.
Oh yeah.
So now people are bitching that Charlotte's not in it because she's supposed to face Jade. What do you want? You don't want You don't want to be predictable. Gunther would be the more valuable option. Jamon's just gonna be a spot guy.
You Kevin Nash over there.
Glad that slip up came out of your mouth and not mine.
brother.
He's just gonna be in there for the spots. He's not gonna win. Though I like the surprises. I don't mind it, but you're gonna bitch about stuff being predictable and then get mad when they switch it up on you and give you the unpredictable. Now you're bitching that they can't win the chamber.
Yeah, but that ties into the claim as well. Like you're tired of seeing old stars. You get young guns in a match, and you're still complaining.
Yes.
Push younger talent. Okay. Well, now you're bitching.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, based on who's in it so far, I'm way more intrigued by the men's chamber match.
Yeah.
Even though it all points to Cody winning, which could have been the mush last week. Then Cody Rhodes takes a Claymore to the face, gets beat up in the corner by Drew. Sammy hits Drew with a haluva kick, and all of a sudden, Crossroads win.
He hold up.
This can't get the job done for nothing. Couldn't get the job done.
And this week, old Homelander himself felt like the afterthought in that segment. That was all about Jacob and Drew. Cody's just going to continue to stand in the ring. You know what, Drew? You're an asshole. No, Cody, you're a heel.
They come back out and chase Drew down.
Yeah, and then we come to the aid of Randy Orton and only for me to stand in the crowd and look on as Orton loses. Oh, Randy, I tried to help you, but that was too far. I was in row Z. I couldn't get back to you in time.
He did what he said to Sammy. Man, I'm a true heel there.
You can turn the mobile right there.
Sammy coming back to apologize? Hey, Cody, you were right.
They booed him. He booed Sammy.
That's because Trick devastated him last week. So Sammy has no credibility anymore.
I mean, we'll get into it next Saturday when we break down the card. So, like, yeah. Exactly, Taquan. Yeah, we'll get into it next week as far as the layout and the bookings and how we got where we got as far as the chamber matches go. But people complaining, I know you're sticking to your trope of IWC votes, Jason. Gotta live the gimmick. I understand, but yeah,
Every week. That's just the fallback. It's like the MJF low hanging fruit. It's always gonna be there. Steve, your Bush.
Hook is not the leader of the ops. And you recruiting domestically while Shibata is recruiting internationally, it's the dumbest. I don't buy Hook one bit. Hook, line, sinker, you're sunk. This like everything that was Hook that made him special, the chip gimmick, the hair, the entrance music, just everything about Hook, not there at all. To where it's like, I don't even want to see you on my screen anymore. Not even see you on my screen anymore.
I like when he first joined up with Samoa Joe. It gave him a little bit of character, gave him something different.
Yeah, they had like
something to do.
They had like the Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, good cop, bad cop gimmick going. Yeah. Like that shit was entertaining and it was fun. This is just
when you turn into the ops. Yeah,
nah. But that could have been there.
Good boss.
Yeah, but it's Tony Khan's booking again. This whole Hangman stipulation with MJF for Hangman to say, if I don't beat you, I'll never challenge for the AEW title again. So we're going Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
But then on top of that, MJF goes, you know what? I have a whole week to determine what stipulation I'm going to bring. So wait, we're having a stipulation match? We're having two stipulations? Or is it going to be what? If MJF wins, his stipulations enforced? But if Hangman, I just don't understand. Like, what are we doing? None of this makes sense. That the never ever title challenge ever gimmick does not work. And the only thing that I can think of, when's Hangman's contract up? I mean, because that's the only thing that I can think of is that Hangman's going to be out the door at some point in time, and that's why they're going this route.
There's no
because you book into a corner for no reason. You give yourself no out.
What's in the box? Hangman.
A horse. You get a horse. Cody Rhodes wins the chamber and opens the box, and we hear a horse galloping. And out on stage comes Hangman Adam Page.
You hear a horse galloping, and Michael Cole be like, "Is that who I think it is?" AEW watcher.
Why? I mean, MJF booked himself better in the House of Glory match he had last night against Zilla Fatu than Tony Khan has. There were two promos, one from MJF, one from Zilla, and that was the match of the week for me. They sold it in two promos. And don't even get me started on women on the women. I get an announcement on the timeline this week that Sheeta has a YouTube channel that's live. Where the hell has Sheeta been?
Who?
Deanna Perrazzo and Rachel Ellering are online complaining about not being booked.
Who?
Deanna won a pure women's ROH championship back in December, and hasn't wrestled since. Britt Baker's on the red carpet for DraftKings and getting asked about is she fired from AEW. No comment.
Who?
You've kept her frozen out for over a year from television.
Toxic.
But it goes both ways. Jade Cargill's wrestled, and she's wrestled once. She's
Yeah.
defended her championship once since she's won the title. And now she's supposed to be in a WrestleMania moment match.
And you're still getting confronted by the likes of B-Fab and Meechin. Lynching.
Actually, my mush is just booking. Like Road to WrestleMania is still stuck in traffic. Nothing from Raw or SmackDown did anything to motivate me to put my car out of park. I'm still sitting at 405 rush hour, LA.
You ever seen the kids' board game Hangman for kids? They changed the name to Hankman to make it more suitable for kids. That's just in the box.
Hank, man.
My mush goes to the married couple segment on Raw. That is AJ Lee segment and CM Punk segment. AJ Lee segment was beat to me. I had no idea what she was saying, what she was doing, or anything, so I just had to cut it off. And CM Punk segment with the Judgment Day, I mean, I can't get into his feud with Finn because we all know what's going to happen. Everybody's more interested in Punk and Roman Reigns, so I can't suspend my belief of Finn winning a match against CM Punk.
I enjoyed the AJ Lee Becky Lynch this week was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you're running that match at Chamber, but that's supposed to not be
WrestleMania
paid
match.
off. Yeah, it's going to lead to Mania. It's just so we're not getting a payoff on Chamber. So you wasted a match on Chamber just because AJ Lee's from Chicago. That's not going to pay off to build towards their WrestleMania match, which is still 2 months away. So, yeah. I like the Punk Judgment Day better out of the two. And while we all know Punk is not losing to Finn, however, if this is the catapult to lead me to Finn versus Dom at Mania for the belt, I'm okay using this as the springboard to get to that.
Yeah, I'm more interested in the tension between the group than this feud itself. Knowing there's no outcome, there's no.
I like Punk's promo. I like what Punk said. I like all that. You know, JD had a hard time getting in the ring because his head was so big. Line was pretty good. Dom just laying on the ropes, rolling his eyes as Punk's talking is hilarious. But yeah, it's just stuff that's not doing anything for me. And this whole ticket sales were worse, even with the discount. To now, this morning, I see reports are that they're putting blackouts in Chicago venues for Chamber that people can't have watch parties because they want. So, and that's on ESPN app. So it's like, wait.
NFL.
Now, does UFC do that?
No, UFC doesn't block off watch parties.
That's good.
Bad.
So, like, you want to talk about pivotal moments and what's changed? This Mania
Shooting yourself
with
in the
everything that surrounded it, with the announcement of New Orleans, to pulling it from New Orleans, to running Mania back, to the announcement of Saudi
Next
next
year.
year.
Yeah.
This is a moment that we could look back on and say, okay,
It's changed.
that changed and cooled off WWE. We know there's ebbs and flows in wrestlings and highs and lows, and we're at that tipping point from a run standpoint. 5-6 year run. You had the Attitude Era, which was what, 96, 97 to 02
01,
ish,
02,
right?
01, 02.
And then it kind of cooled off. You had the Bloodline 2020 through now. You're at that 5-6 year mark, and we're at that precipice. And I think this is going to be a moment that we look back on and go, "Hey, here's what turned the tide," because you have just dramatically alienated your audience.
which is terrible because the talent you have is ridiculous and it should be better.
Yeah, I mean, when it's all said and done, we can look back at this time as being their deepest, greatest roster.
And
In a
nobody
long time. In a long time.
And that, that's for all three phases. It's by far and away their best women's roster. Has the potential with the old and new to be the best men's roster. And tag teams, from a women's standpoint, is the best that it's been. I saw Los Garzos last night, and I'm like, I didn't even know they were still on the roster.
I thought they were AAA only.
And all you're doing is just shooting yourself in the foot with all this talent over ticket prices and stupid decisions.
Yeah. Agreed. Do anybody have any more mushes or Mount Rushmores before we move on?
Mount Rushmore for me, my 1B was wrestling podcast this week. I talked about it in the intro. There were a ton that dropped this week. Rey Mysterio on Cody Rhodes was really good. Chris Van Vliet had 2 this week. I watched the Eva Marie one yesterday, which was really good. Made me appreciate Eva Marie more because I didn't know. Like, she literally she came out of rehab. She went to a WWE tryout for Divas, right? Went into rehab, came out of rehab. They hired her right away, was put on Total Divas, and then she's on the roster at WrestleMania having a match. She never wrestled. So all of the...
And she came off with a person that was like game for everything.
All of the you can't wrestle, like, she even said, like, no shit, I can't wrestle. I've never wrestled. Like, I played soccer my whole life. Like, and then her saying that she was the one that went to Vince to send her back down to NXT because she needed to get
The work.
the basics and the fundamentals and the work. And Vince going to her, all right, but there's no chance you'll ever come back. And she still went down there willingly because she wanted to learn and get better at like that whole interview was just a whole new light on Eva Marie and just how we don't know anything as an audience. Like, you only know what you see on TV. So yes, she came across as she couldn't wrestle, but they didn't set her up to succeed in any way. So for her to have the run that she had, given the fact that she didn't know how to wrestle, is just even more credit to what she did in that regards. Royce Keys, aka Powerhouse Hobbs, on Stephanie McMahon. They played some of the footage last night, but that was a tremendous interview. And you want to talk about establishing an individual to be invested in, that whole interview regardless if you knew of him before, but now you just only want to get behind him now.
Hmm.
From everything that he talked about with his upbringing and everything that he had to go through, um, just yeah. So I mean, we're going to use that to tell his story to get people invested in him. Absolutely well done, tremendous. Um, so yeah, and actually I might change that and just make that my Mount Rushmore wrestling podcast this week because everything was tremendous. Watched everything. Seth Rollins on Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay was really good. Talking about him and Punk, you know,
Still teetering the
and
line.
no, he's listen. We're not gonna like each other. Maybe when we're both retired and away from the business, we can come back and talk. Obviously, we have a working relationship to do business, but outside of that, he doesn't like me and I don't like him. That's not a work. That's a shoot. But yeah, there was just a lot this week across multiple platforms. John Cena on O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s on their podcast was like almost 2.5 hours of very entertaining stuff. Um, Cena went all over the place, and while some of it came across as corporate speak, but I just think that's really who John Cena is at this point.
Yeah.
But he deep dived on things that I didn't expect him to, and talked a lot about a lot of different things. Um, so yeah, just if you're tired by the product, there's plenty of stuff in the world of pro wrestling that you could have watched this week that you would have been entertained by in that regards.
All right. All right. So those are our mushes and Mount Rushmores. Please hit us up and send in and tell us your mushes and Mount Rushmores. All right. Let's get into this game. All right. So I did a what if, Jason, your favorite topic. What if Bret Hart stayed in the WWF after the Montreal Screwjob? So forget about him signing a contract with WCW and that. Let's just say the screw job happened and he continued with WWF. And we're just going to keep this within the WWF side. We're not going to worry about the WCW side. So what if Bret Hart stayed in the WWF after the Montreal screw job?
You'd probably still be wrestling. I'd hate it.
I saw this posed another way on the timeline. I think it was this week. Somebody said, what if Vince chose Bret Hart instead of Shawn Michaels? And Michaels was the one that left.
Okay.
Um, but if they both stay,
You could milk that for.
Because the way the two hated each other.
You could have milked that.
And I also was thinking about too, Bret could have played the Stone Cold role with Mr. McMahon whenever he bought him out, when Vince bought out the Mr. McMahon gimmick after Bret screwed Bret. You know, Bret was already hated
yeah,
in
like
America. He could have really ramped up on that too.
Maybe go through a change, character change.
it just leads to, do we see a lot of people in the spots that they ended up being in? Because like you said, Donald, do you get that version of Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Do you get The Rock? Do you get Triple H? Undertaker, I think, was going to be Undertaker, but there's still spots there that you could say may change. Like, that could, from the circle that came out of it, thinking about like the four biggest players, you had Shawn, you had Hunter, you had Stone Cold. Brett staying, I think, impacts the trajectory of two out of those three.
For everybody. Mm-hmm.
Would him and Michaels be the guys?
Then that comes even up to,
Uh,
does Shawn even get hurt, within the next couple of months from the Undertaker? Because would he be fighting in that match?
Yeah, do you run Brett and Shawn back instead of the casket match? Like,
A lot of branches.
yeah, a lot of branches, a lot of different timelines. I don't think Brett loses his spot if he stays. And to Jason's point, I think we get Bret Hart wrestling, as long as
He wanted
Shawn
to.
Michaels did. But all right, let me ask you this: if Bret Hart stays, is the screw job still the screw job? Because then it wasn't done for a shoot;
Mm-hmm.
it was done as a work.
Work.
So does it still carry the same impact and weight that it does in pro wrestling history? Like
Yeah.
that. Just because if Brett stays, does Vince even cut the Brett Screw Brett promo? Do we even know that Vince is the owner and the runner of the company if Bret Hart stays? Like, there's so many things just surrounding the screw job. I don't think if Brett stays, it's still viewed as the screw job for what we know the screw job to be, because
Yeah.
it's a
It's
work
just
instead
something
of
that
a shoot.
happens. Yeah.
so, what if he took time off and then jump ship?
You talking Brett?
Yeah,
Okay.
But that's him still leaving.
yeah. Okay, but like he still, still eventually resign, like take some time off, resigns, but you don't officially go to WCW.
WCW.
Yeah,
So
I
he
think
just took
you
like
did it
two,
like
3
that.
months off and just
You
came
can,
back.
you could have, yeah, still got the Brett Screw Brett and all that stuff.
But then there's that. I mean, if we go about it that way, then Brett is cemented as a babyface. I don't think the crowd turns on Brett. Yes, you got screwed over, but you're back to get what was yours that you got screwed out of. So the fans get behind that. So, like, again,
So you still get bland ass Bret Hart.
Brett was not bland.
Yeah, more of an edge. He'll
Come
probably
on,
have
Brett
more.
was not bland.
he was French vanilla.
It's a French vanilla. Canadian French vanilla. Yeah, I think he would have been wrestling, longer than what he have, because he wouldn't have got kicked in the face and concussed and all that stuff. But yeah, but now since Steve explained it, he would have just took spots. Spots would have changed. Hey, you might have got Shawn Michaels and I think Rock.
Yeah. I don't know.
There you go. That's why it's a what if.
Actually, I'm changing my mush too. Meltzer's my mush.
He just wants
I
you with
can't.
everything. He
Yeah,
just-
Meltzer's my mush.
I can kind of listen to Alvarez, but once you get the Dave, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
if you haven't heard it, go listen to that recap of that match and what uh just
what I did like too, Rushmore wise, this is probably my 1B, was Liv sit down interview with Cole, and then Stephanie come in and Dom interpreting everything.
oh, you didn't bash like the people who don't have subtitles.
It was easy for me because I watch anime, so it was no problem for me. But yeah, you could tell who Liv is going to pick. All right, any quick hitters?
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Jay, you can go if you want.
I do have one. Chris is going to love this. Paul Waterhauser says he's officially playing Mick Rowley in an upcoming limited
Mick
TV.
Rowley?
Mick Rowley, yep, Mick Rowley, because he's not Foley. Mick Foley.
So he talked about that on his interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Mhm.
As kind of like a hope to get type thing. So I mean, I think it's I think it's from a casting perspective, I'm not sure who you would get to play Mick Foley
Closer than that.
closer than that, given his love for the business and what he's done and the wrestling that he's done already. So I think he's gonna take it to make it be the best that it can be.
You got to get Patrick Dempsey out there.
Speaking of movies and documentaries, there's supposedly a new Shawn Michaels documentary that's ready to go and be released. I don't know
Nice.
how much more of a story we're going to tell on Shawn Michaels than what's already been out there. So
How he recruits the women talent in NXT.
Let's go to the eyes of Shawn Michaels.
Santana celebrated 3 years sober this week. So congratulations to him on that. Kudos to Tony Schiavone and Brian Danielson for their remarks. Rest in peace again to Kerwin Silfies, who passed away, longtime WWE director. They gave some really nice words. Danielson got legitimately choked up in that regard. So it's nice to see them. And they, said WWE by name on AEW television in that regards. So shout out there. Rest in peace as well. MLW announced that they're coming back to Philly in June this year. They'll host 2 nights of MLW as part of the promotion's 24th anniversary. So if you're in the area, June 12th and 13th, may have to make a road trip out there to see Karrion Kross, Taekwon. The MLW champion. WWE announced its first ever PLE will be held in Italy. Clash in Italy will be on May 31st this year. And then they'll also run Monday Night Raw in Italy on June 1st as well. So more spoilers due to time difference. Raven's documentary, What About Raven Nevermore, is available on YouTube, Apple TV, and on Prime Video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's very good in that regards. And then Yeah, outside of that, I touched on everything else. MJF and Kyle Fletcher burying Jeff Cobb this week was a laugh on Twitter timeline. He said MJF followed up somebody's comment and said, "Hell yeah, Ospreay sucks." And Fletcher responded, "Louder for the people in the back." MJF said, "Eat shit, Fletcher. You suck too." And Fletcher was like, "Careful, buddy. I'll send you to the MFT purgatory in a heartbeat." And MJF responded, "Remember Jeff Cobb? He was freaking awesome. Missed that guy." So yeah. I mean, I guess we're getting a Tama Tonga push.
Yeah.
I said Ilya Dragunov could not have a bad match, and boy, was I proved wrong last night.
That middle card, I have no idea what to do with that.
I mean, for 3 hours of SmackDown, that first hour last night was atrocious. It was the Cody Drew suspended, but I bought a ticket.
Bought a
Yet
whole suite.
I bought a suite. Yet I have a microphone
and a cameraman behind you doing the back on the shoulder.
Yeah. Okay.
In a Miami Vice suit.
So it was that commercial break
and walking backstage.
The Ilya Mello confrontation.
He's the champion.
Which led to the Ilya Tama Tonga match, which led to a Wyatt 6 stupid vignette, which then led to.
Was that Apollo Crews who came out?
Yeah, Apollo
Crews said Cardona.
Matt Cardona. Poor Cardona. Like, you should have stayed on the indies, bro. I really thought that they would do something different, and they're just Zack Ryder 3.0 at this point.
You're just here to be your wife's caretaker.
Yeah, to Jade coming out, cutting the same promo she's been cutting, to Charlotte stare off, to Charlotte in the ring, commercial, and that's our first hour. Why would I watch the remaining 2 hours as a fan? Legitimately, what in that makes me want to stay around and watch?
To hear Hill Cody. Oh boy, fun times. All right, so that's it. Thank you for listening and watching the Dumb Marks Podcast, episode 279. What's in the box? Check us out on all of our social medias, Dumb Marks Pod. Visit dumbmarkspod.com for all of our links, WWE, Pro Wrestling Tees, and Surfshark. And always give us a like, listen, and follow on Spotify.
What's in the box? Dave Meltzer glazing Kenny Omega. Now that's a payoff.
So for our quote this week, it is, forgetting is like a wound. The wound may heal, but it has already left the scar. Forgetting is like a wound. The wound may heal, but it has already left the scar. Until then, see you next week. And as always, Kenichi Wakari Sane and Saya Kamatami. Damn. God damn.